Yes, I sure do, boys. I'm MAGA all the way.
Alrighty, so
Hi, we have Star and Jay Smith on here. Go ahead,
Wait,
take it
Star,
over.
how old are
Why do
you?
guys
I just
support
want to
Trump?
ask. I just want to make sure real quick, Star.
I am 54. How old are you?
Old enough to
You
be
do
on
not
the
sound
live.
54. I'll give you that.
Just had to
You're not even going
ask.
to tell me how old you are? How old are you?
Old enough to be on the live. I just gotta ask you. We gotta make
Star,
sure.
I'll give you that. You do not sound 54, man. I'll give you that.
I thought you were like 35.
Right.
I lift
Anyways,
weights.
take it away.
I lift weights. I do martial
Jay
arts.
Smith, and
I'm
don't be negative
pretty
and think you're gonna roll the live, because this Jeremiah's live. Don't say so anyways.
Go ahead.
Well,
Either
I'm
of you
trying
take
to
it away.
say
Why do you guys
anyways
support Trump?
All right. Can I go? This is Star.
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. I joined first. Hold on.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
So
Either
I
of you can
support
go
Trump.
first. Just
I
go.
support Trump because he doesn't support trans women.
Okay. Why don't you support trans women?
Oh.
Because I just believe that trans women don't really exist, and it's all delusion, gender dysphoria, mental health issues.
Yeah, gender
Just the
dysphoria is a
fact-
thing, but not all trans people have gender dysphoria. What's a woman?
A woman is, well, you know what? I'm going to, before you interrupt me, I'm going to say can't say typically, because you really can't define every woman, because there's always going to be that one woman with genetic mutation affecting their ability to have reproductive organs, or there's always going to be that one person.
Wrong. Stop talking. It's easy. XX chromosome, female DNA, vagina.
I'm so sorry.
Oh God, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
sorry.
The MAGA that
Stop.
interrupted the other MAGA. It's just my bad. I
I'm
didn't
so
mean
sorry.
That was.
Well, no, yeah,
Hold on.
I-
Hey,
sorry. It's a
Hey,
male
MAGA
has
kid,
XY
just stop it.
chromosomes, and female has
Hold on.
XX chromosomes, typically with reproductive organs.
That's the end of the story. Nobody gives a shit about
MAGA
trans. We love them.
Older
trans.
MAGA. Older MAGA.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yes.
sure he's gonna be smarter than you, right? So age doesn't really determine who's smarter or who's not smart. So can you, Jay and Star, can we agree the definition of a woman, your definition of a woman is gonna be excess chromosomes, and like female genitalia? Jay, do you agree with that, or do you have a different definition?
This is not even a real discussion.
Oh, me?
It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Yeah, so I would say typically for the significant majority of women who have XX chromosomes, and the significant majority of males have XY chromosomes.
Okay, so a woman is someone who has XX chromosomes, yes?
I know where you're going
my
with
goodness
this,
gracious.
but
I'm asking a clarifying question. Is a
Uh,
woman someone who has XX chromosomes, yes or no?
Yes, it's easy.
yes.
They got a vagina.
So then, yes. So then, there's a contradiction. There's going to be intersex people who have XY chromosomes in female genitalia, or have XX chromosomes in male genitalia. There's going to be intersex people. You're saying, "Oh my God!" I said generally. That's why I knew where you were going. That's why I said generally. It's still a contradiction within your definition. So if something does not apply to your definition, if there's a contradiction, then there is something wrong with your definition. You need to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually not.
Okay, let me explain this. So for these people that
MAGA
have
guys, stop talking about
oh
trans.
my gosh. Can I please
Talk
explain? MAGA, get the hell
Go
off.
faster.
Crap.
You're losing us.
Jeez. Okay, I'm trying to talk. You're interrupting me, brother. Okay, what I'm trying to explain is they still base their gender, even if they have a genetic mutation impacting their genitalia, and when being born, but they still base their gender off other physical things in their body, not just, I'm going to figure out when I'm going to, grow up and see what gender I am. There's still other physical factors that prove that they are that gender, even if they are born with different genitalia than their XY or XX chromosomes typically have.
So what else about the body determines woman or man?
Hormones, reproductive. I'm gonna say reproductive organs, but there's specifically they're not born with. They're usually born with not, I don't know what the term for it, but they're not born with just a penis or a vagina. They're born with something like, you know what I mean, right?
Hey, Jay Smith, I'm just letting you know, try to say words like PP or vajayjay, just because you could get banned and the live could get taken down. TikTok is just really iffy about those words.
Yeah, okay, I will do that.
Okay, cool. I would just disagree with your definition here because, again, intersex people aren't going to meet your criteria of what is a woman and what is a man. My definition is someone who has a desire to be in accordance with a particular set of norms that aligns with a female or male sex. So my definition doesn't have any contradictions. My definition is flawless, quite frankly, and you can't point to any contradictions, right? So if I point out to a contradiction in yours, which means it's wrong, and you can't point out to a contradiction in mine is right. I have a question. Should we base bathrooms on sex or
Oh my
gender?
gosh. Are you guys gonna let Star
So
talk? Come on,
first of
guys.
all,
You
I
can talk
know.
still, but
Okay, so first of all, sex and gender, I know you believe they're two different things, but I believe they're the
they
same
are.
thing. So whatever biological sex you are, that is the bathroom you should use.
Okay, so then you want a trans man to be in the female bathroom then, yes?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so you want masculine presenting individuals being in a female bathroom, right? So what's to stop a cis man from going to the female restroom and saying, I'm a female, but I'm just a trans man. He's a muscles, a beard, etc. But he is a female. He's a male. But he says he's a female, trans man. He's lying and then goes and assaults women, right? What's to stop that, right? Since there's already predominantly there's gonna be masculine presenting individuals in the female restroom. What's to stop other men from doing that?
I mean, you're making a good point, but I can also relate this back to you. What if these,
Perfect. That's why I
I,
want gender neutral bathrooms.
yeah, I
Solve the
mean,
issue.
and specifically for trans people, of course.
No,
That
I
gender neutral
agree
bathrooms.
that
So
rather
that
use
No
that for
special
women.
bathrooms.
hold on, you fumbled.
But
J, you fumbled. Not gender neutral bathrooms specifically for trans people, because if we isolate trans people, they're going to be harmed at levels never seen before. If we do gender neutral bathrooms where anyone can use a bathroom, the door is covered from top to bottom, it locks. There's everything you need in that specific stall. That significantly helps both my point of view and your point of view, because then there aren't men in women's restrooms, whatever you think.
okay,
But then trans people aren't isolated, right? So
okay.
a gender neutral bathroom where anyone can go. It's a one stall. They have everything they need in there. It's locked
Mhm.
from top to bottom. That works out for you, yes?
Nope, it doesn't. It
I
doesn't.
mean,
There's
yeah.
two restrooms. That's all
Star,
you
please
need.
don't interrupt, Star.
I'm
I
just
Please.
mean,
you
yeah,
guys are
well,
wasting
we have
everyone's
to,
time.
even though I disagree that we should have that bathroom, but we have to make an exception that other people are going to accept
All right, fuck you
transgender
guys.
people more than they're not,
Right. So
and
so then gender
that
neutral
just
bathrooms, right?
okay
Do you agree
for.
with that, right?
I mean, deeply no, but in the
Why
society,
not? What's wrong with gender neutral bathrooms?
because I don't believe in people being transgender.
What the fuck does that have to do with gender neutral
Hey,
bathrooms?
But I'm saying I have a deeply
Jay, do
rooted.
you know
I'm
that
saying
gender
deeply
neutral
rooted. I would.
bathrooms? Do you know that gender neutral bathrooms is like anyone can go in it?
Yeah,
What the
I
fuck? Yeah. What
understand
does that have
that.
to do with trans people?
Can I
Anyone.
speak? Can I speak?
Yeah.
It,
Go ahead. Take it away.
So deeply rooted, I believe that we shouldn't have gender neutral bathrooms specifically for trans people because I don't think they should
Not for trans
trans.
people.
I know.
It makes it safer for everyone overall, for women, men, trans, cis women, cis men,
Yeah,
trans
yeah,
women, trans men. It makes it safer for everyone in general. This would be for
yeah.
society as a whole. Take a look at Sweden, Finland, Nordic countries, Canada, right? They have
You
gender
never let
neutral
me
bathrooms.
speak, bro.
Go
speak.
ahead.
Okay. I'm saying right now, like, yeah, I would perceive to think that there should be gender neutral bathrooms, but deeply rooted. If I was president and I could rule, I would ban people being transgender so that we don't have gender neutral bathrooms. But I'm saying right now, yeah, I'm going to make the exception that trans people exist in society. Part of the society accepts that. So I would rather have gender neutral bathrooms now, but deeply rooted, if I could just magically change, there would be no transition between
Hey, what's
sexes,
wrong
and
with
there
trans
would there.
people?
I believe that you cannot change your biological sex, and
No,
I
you don't
believe
either.
that a transgender or your gender, I don't believe you can change your gender
Gender is a
either.
social construct, just as the same as race is a social
Okay,
construct made by
social
white
construct
people.
is accepted by society, right?
You know, shit is that's why it's called a social
Yeah,
construct.
I don't accept trans people. So how can that
Well,
be a social
are you
construct?
an entire society?
No, but I am a vast majority of the people that don't
You are multiple
think
people?
trans people. No, my opinion makes up for the vast
Your
majority of
opinion
people
doesn't
that don't agree
matter.
with transgender people.
No, your opinion
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
So whose does?
Not yours.
Okay, Okay, so that's just
Literally
like
anyone else's, but your opinion matters.
I don't know where you're going with this. It's
I'm
just
just
to
telling
hate
you
on
your
me, or
opinion
you just
doesn't matter. You think your opinion matters? You're just a snowflake.
Of course it does.
No, it doesn't. Do you also want abortion to be banned?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Under
I get you.
extreme cases where the mother is going to die and the
What
C-section
about rape
is
cases? What
not.
about rape cases?
No, I believe rape cases shouldn't involve the act of
What?
murdering the baby.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, what if a 12-year-old got pregnant? My
That would
opinion is that there should be a law that makes that 12-year-old get an abortion. She should not have the ability to go through with a pregnancy. Why do you disagree?
I disagree because I value
What
the
the
human life, even though the rapist or rapist is committing that act of violence, which is absolutely unacceptable and should be
Do you
held to
agree
the
kids
fullest
can't
extent of
consent?
the law.
Do you agree
Wait, do
kids
you
can't
think
consent?
all rapists should die? Let me ask you that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
hold on. Do you think kids can consent or no?
no.
Cool. Kids
Okay.
cannot consent. That's why, under my worldview, I don't think that a child that gets raped should have an option to continue with a pregnancy. As much as she says that she wants to keep the child, she should be she should have to get an abortion because kids cannot consent. The same way, as much as a child wants to have sex with an adult, we do not allow that to happen. Why? Because they cannot consent. Right? That is how the law
Okay.
works. A child
Mhm.
cannot consent to pregnancy. A child doesn't understand what pregnancy is, and a child cannot go through with pregnancy. So under my
Why not?
worldview, because of the impact, that's child torture. Going through with pregnancy is child
Yeah, but
torture.
then they would have to live with blood on their hands that they murdered their own child.
So would you rather them go through child torture? You support child torture?
No.
So then you
But I
shouldn't
also
support
don't support
12-year-olds
the
being
killing of
forced to
innocent
go
people.
through birth. The difference between me and you, I support children that are raped to not go through pregnancy,
So
and
why
you
don't you
support them to
support the
be
children?
forced to go through pregnancy. That's the difference between me. You want to force child torture. I want to force a prevention of child torture. That is the
But
difference
you're
between you and
forcing the
I.
act of killing the baby.
What's your definition of a baby?
Just a human, I mean, I don't know the
A
specific
very young
age of a
human,
baby.
specifically post-birth, after birth. Okay, so when you use
No,
baby, that's
do
not a
you think
baby. It's literally the
baby that is
definition of a
33
baby.
weeks and a baby that is 33 weeks in the third trimester is not a baby?
That's literally okay. According to Merriam-Webster, someone that has been born, that is what a baby is. An extremely young child, an infant, that is what a baby is. According to Merriam-Webster, you're wrong. Okay, so they're not killing babies, they're killing fetuses, sure. They're terminating
why
the
does that-
pregnancy, sure, but I would rather them terminate the pregnancy, I would rather them kill fetuses than fucking go through child torture, you insane lunatic.
Okay, you're not letting
You
me
want to force
explain my
child torture,
opposition.
I want to force the opposite.
Okay, is this an indoctrination or is it a debate?
What the fuck? I'm telling you how
I'm
your
trying
position
to
is
explain
wrong.
my point.
You're saying
I haven't even
the
explained my
child
position.
you're saying the child would be killing babies. That's false.
I haven't even
According to the
explained my
definition of
position.
a
I just made a
baby,
claim.
it's not a baby.
I just made a claim. I didn't back it up with any reasoning.
But
Like,
you're
you don't know
wrong.
my
But,
argument.
but even if you back it up that it would be a baby, you're
So
wrong.
this is not a debate then. It's making
Hold
a
on,
claim,
but
and
you-
then you
if
have
you-
full
if you make
opportunity to
the
prove my
claim that
claim,
they're
and I
if you
can't
make
make any response.
If you make the claim that they're killing a baby, you are wrong no matter what you say, because in accordance with the definition, a baby is someone who has already been born. So automatically you are wrong.
Okay, so then they are killing a human being. Do you believe? They are killing a
They're
human
killing
being.
a human being?
Yeah.
Sure, they're terminating human life. They're terminating the pregnancy, yeah.
Yeah, so what about that life doesn't give it value?
Yeah, because they're not sentient. I don't care. I don't care about them.
Okay, so what specifically about sentience
First person
gives a
subjective
person
experience, past or present, congruent with future subjective experience.
value? Again, so what specifically about sentience gives moral value?
Yeah, because
Kill
they have
a
first
baby.
person subjective experience. If someone doesn't have first person subjective experience, which is going to be in my conjunct is going to be past or present, congruent with future, they're not value to me because they don't have that first person subjective experience.
So an 88-year-old who has dementia and is in a coma.
They have
if-
what? Even if they have dementia, they still have they're still sentient.
Okay, what if an a little boy is in a coma and they don't know
Okay, a
how.
coma is not in a little boy in a coma would have past and future. That still meets my conject. My conject is past or present congruent with future. So that little boy in a coma would still meet my conject. I can give you an example. A brain dead patient has past, does not have present, and will not have future. That's why it's okay to pull the plug on a brain dead patient. In accordance with your view, you think it's murder, right?
Yeah.
You think so? You think there's a genocide going on in hospitals right now with brain dead patients?
Uh, I mean, technically, you're killing the person if you pull the plug on the
Do you think
person.
no? Do you think you're murdering them?
Technically, yes.
So you think it's unjust termination of human life? Why is pulling the plug
I mean,
unjust?
you
What value do they have?
you have to have a sufficient amount of proof that they're just not.
Brain
Okay, what
dead means
about a do
that
not
brain dead means that
resuscitate
they're
order?
yeah brain dead means that they're the death of the brain.
Yeah, they are still
They're
alive.
not yeah they're cellularly alive, but their brain is dead. They're not coming. Brain is not coming back. That's how it works, buddy. In accordance with your view, you think that's murder, and you think there's a genocide going on in hospitals.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they're actively killing the person.
Do you see how absurd that is? You think there's a genocide going on in hospitals by people pulling the plug? Do you hear how absurd that sounds?
On people that won't wake
I
up.
wouldn't take it to that level of genocide because you're not targeting a specific
When they pull the plug,
category
they're
of
targeting
human.
that specific person, that specific group of brain dead people.
I mean, yeah,
I can
sure.
give you an example as to why what you say is absolutely
But
incoherent and horrible to the American society with both abortion and the brain dead view, because that's insane. Adriana Smith, she was brain dead. She was also pregnant in Georgia. She was refused access to healthcare, aka abortion. And because she was refused access to abortion, she had to continue the pregnancy while being brain dead. Guess what? Her family couldn't pull the plug because she was pregnant, and that would have terminated the pregnancy, and her body started rotting. How would you feel if your family member's body was rotting, they were brain dead, you know that they weren't coming back, and you didn't have the opportunity to pull the plug, right? Do you realize the amount of medical issues that would cause to the child once they're born?
well, it
Because of
doesn't matter. I
because of
still
what you
value the
want. That's
child.
horrible.
If you cared about life, you would want it to be a good, healthy, happy life. And wait, can I go a different route with this, Jeremiah?
I was
Because
about to go a
like,
different route too, but
Okay,
go ahead.
but
You
you
can
you
go ahead
explained
first.
about
okay, wait, no, Jay
future
Smith, can I
Wait, no, let
please?
me explain something. Can I respond to what he said?
Go
You
Yep.
ahead.
said something about future sentience. Does a fetus not have future
Past
sentience?
or present congruent with future. It has to be past or present. So if they have past and present, they meet my
Yeah.
conject. If they have past and future, they meet my conject. If they have present and future, they meet my conject.
Wait, Jay Smith, I have a question. Do you know when a fetus actually gets sentience? Like when they are able to feel pain and awareness?
I'm
Do you know
guessing
at
around the
how many
second
weeks?
trimester. I'm guessing somewhere around the second trimester.
Like just roughly how many weeks?
20? I don't know.
20 to 24 weeks. Um,
So
if you care about life, sorry, go ahead, Sierra.
do you know when a majority of abortions happen?
In the
Can I
first
ask you that?
trimester, a significant majority in the first trimester.
So before they're even
Sentient.
able to sense or feel pain, you think that it's complete murder?
Yeah, because there's something about the genetic human code that gives a value. I mean, you know what's certain eye color, you know your personal
Okay, then
traits
you shouldn't
before
support
Okay,
Trump.
what
If you
about
care,
at
consent.
4
if you
or
care,
5 days?
hold on. If you care about life, you should not support Trump. If you literally are pro-life and you uphold that life matters, you should not support Trump because of his cuts to
Who is Trump killing?
USAID. His cuts to USAID are going to kill 14 million people
Wait,
because of the
what?
lack of access to USAID. 14 million people are gonna die.
Lack of access to what?
USAID. Do you know what that is?
USA
USA,
ID.
yeah, USAID.
Like ID, like identification.
USAID.
Oh, US aid.
USAID. I'm saying the
So
letters.
healthcare.
USAID.
So healthcare.
It's a humanitarian program, yes. But because of the cuts to USAID, 14 million people are going to die at minimum every year. So if you're really pro-life, you shouldn't support Trump.
Well, I support. Well, I don't. First of all, you have to provide me with a certain statistic of 14 million
I got
deaths
you. I got you. I
from
got
the
you.
lack of healthcare.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Give me 1 second. I did not have it pulled up. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. I have UCLA. USAID cuts may lead to more than 14 million deaths globally, including 4.5 million children under 5.
You got it. Where? From where?
Whoa. Well, Jesus. Let's see. UCLA.
So what should I search up? UCLA.
Just search up USAID. USAID cuts may lead to more than 14 million deaths globally, including 4.5 million children under 5 by 2030, researchers say.
Okay, so how is the U.S. healthcare affecting other countries? You said globally. And this is by 2030.
It's not
so
U.S. healthcare. It's U.S. I don't think this guy knows. It's a humanitarian program that affects the whole world, and Donald Trump cut funding for USAID.
So he cut funding. So he's not responsible for the 14 million deaths. How about those
Because
other
he cut
people invest
funding,
more?
14 million people. The title that I just read, USAID cuts. Who were they cut by? Donald Trump. May lead to more than 14 million deaths globally. So 14 million deaths globally at the minimum, including 4.5 million children under 5 at the minimum.
Okay,
By
so
2030,
let me make a
researchers
response.
say.
Okay, so over the next 4 years, the exact amount of money invested will save 14 million lives.
If he didn't cut USAID,
So how much
These
did he
14
invest
if he didn't cut this
previously?
USAID, these 14 million people would not die.
Okay, so
More
how
likely
much?
than not.
Okay, so how much money is affecting 14 million people?
Does that matter?
Of course it does.
Why?
If he cut funding,
Yes, he
then
cut funding.
yeah, so how much if he cut?
You're asking
How
how
much
much he
funding?
cut?
Yeah, how much he cut and how does that specific amount
Roughly
of
like
money
90
relate to
to
14?
roughly 90 to 92% of USAID contracting grants. 90 to 92%. Which would be roughly 62 billion dollars.
Can I add something to
It says
that?
Go ahead.
roughly 8 billion recession in funding.
What? No, it's roughly $60 billion in
60
foreign aid.
billion?
Roughly 60 billion, which would be 90 to 92% of the USAID funding that we had. But he
Something
cut 90
else
to 92%.
that I would
Where
love
are you
to
getting
add.
this statistic
What?
from?
Oh my
Because I'm reading
goodness.
right here, it says
The Guardian.
the drastic cuts to the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, in 2025, with reports indicating a roughly 8 billion recession in funding. I don't see 60
Yeah, it's going to be
billion.
The Guardian. Trump plans to cut more than 90% of USAID foreign aid contracts. The Trump administration said it's eliminating more than 90% of the U.S. Agency for International Development foreign aid contracts and $60 billion in overall U.S. assistance around the world.
Okay, the title. Okay, what is the title of the
The
article?
Guardian, Trump plans to cut more than 90% of USAID foreign aid contracts.
Okay, because I'm reading the Guardian article and it says U.S. House passes Trump plan to cut 9 billion from foreign aid to public broadcasting.
That's going to be some of the contracts, yeah, but we're referencing in totality. The totality of the cuts are more than 90%, roughly 90 to 92, including all contracts and all aid, all throughout the global all throughout the globe, right? So what you might be referencing is one specific contract of $9 billion, but what I'm looking at is the entirety of all the contracts
So
that were cut
why is Trump responsible for that much people?
because he cut the USAID funding. He's the one
So how
who
about other
removed.
countries invest more? If it's gonna, remove 14 million people, why aren't other countries stepping in and helping?
Oh my God.
So it's the
Why is it
responsibility
Trump's
of other
why is it
countries
Trump's
to take.
responsibility to care for the
Are you actually okay? You know what?
It's
I
the
can't.
U.S. Agency for International Development Foreign Aid Contracts, blah blah blah.
So why does Trump need to support money for all these other countries that have, dying people in healthcare systems? Like, why is he responsible for the whole world? He's not. He's
Because
in charge of America.
because USAID is United States Agency for International Development,
Yeah,
right?
I get that. I
United
get that.
States Agency, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I get
Right.
that.
So
What about it?
who? It's the United
Exactly.
States that contributes to the program, right?
To the whole world's program? No, he's not responsible.
Yeah, no, it's
Why would he be
literally the
responsible for
United
other
States
countries?
Agency for
Yeah,
International Development.
yes.
Are,
What
are you
about
not
it?
like are you not like
I'm
tracking? Is
I'm
this a
I'm
tracking error?
I'm completely listening to what you're saying. It's a U.S.
Program?
investment. It's a
No, it's a
U.S.
U.S.
program.
program. It's a U.S. program,
Well,
not
that has
investment.
a bunch of money invested in
That the
previously
U.S.
before he cut.
invests.
Yeah, the U.S. invests to essentially care for the people internationally, globally.
Yes.
Yeah, so why does he care? Why is he responsible for all these people globally?
Oh no, that's not so pro-life now, is it? Are you saying that it's justified that
Well,
14 million? Hold on. You're saying it's justified that 14 million die, 4.5 million of them being children, just because other countries aren't investing into the economy. I can put this in the pro-life perspective. It's justified for women to terminate the pregnancy and kill the fetus or child, if you want to call it, because they can't afford it, right? So here, see
okay,
how
so
it
other
works, and
people
see
can
how your
step
argument
in.
is used against you.
Do you know we have a significant
It's not very pro-life
trillions
of you,
amounts
Jay.
of
It's not
debt?
really. It's not
Why
very
are we
pro-life of you.
investing to help these people globally? Other
Okay.
countries can step in and
Why
invest
is a woman gonna
themselves.
invest? Why is a woman gonna invest into taking care of a child for 18 years when she can't
That
afford
could
it?
literally
Terminate the
kill
Well, she can give it
pregnancy.
up for
Hey,
adoption,
That
first
could
of all,
kill
where she's not
her.
caring for them for 18
terminate the
years. And
pregnancy. She can't afford it, right? The same way those countries can't afford it. That way, 14 million people should die. 4.5 of them being children, right? They can't afford it, right?
well, there's
Right? They
also a
should
lot of other
die. Kill
problems
the
with
children. Kill all the children,
there's
right?
also other people. Well,
Right, kill all the
you're
children, right?
killing a
Yeah,
bunch
that's
of
not very
children inside
pro-life
the
of you.
womb.
That's not very bombing a school
You're
full of
killing people
164 children isn't really
inside of a
pro-life of
womb.
you.
We need to
Bombing a
move on
schoolgirl
from him.
So are
full
I'm
of
you
not gonna
pro-life?
lie.
Are
We
you
bombing a
have
pro-life?
schoolgirl isn't
Are you
really
caring about
pro-life
these
of you,
people,
is
but
it?
you're not caring about the American babies that are
No,
1.5 million
they're not
deaths
babies.
a
Again,
year in the
They're
womb?
not
they're not babies.
babies.
They're not babies. I already clarified.
Okay,
A
so
baby is post-birth.
they're part of the Homo sapien species that is defined as a
Come on.
human being, therefore it has
Yeah.
value because it is a human being. It is above.
Okay.
It's
If they have
creation.
value, you said they have value because they are a human being. Does a dead person have value?
It's not alive. It's not a living
Okay,
organism.
so in order for a human to have value, you added something else because you didn't say that prior. In order for a human being to have value, not only do they need to be a part of our species, but they need to be alive.
Alive.
Right?
Of course, that's
Okay, so now you changed it. Now you changed it. Now hold on. Now you changed it.
A fetus
Now
is a
hold
living
on.
organism.
Now you changed it.
Of course
Are
it
we
is.
talking
Like,
about are you referencing cellularly alive?
like specifically, like, are you
Or
talking about
aware
abortion
and
now, or
like
just random cells?
Like cellularly alive. Do you think it would
Like,
be
are you
murder if
talking
I
about
like
human
slap?
species?
Do you think if it would be murder if I slap zygotes like in a petri dish? Do you think that would be murder?
Well, they're first of all gonna die anyway because they're
I
in
don't
a
think this guy knows how.
petri
Oh my
dish.
god. This guy doesn't know anything. Wow. Wow.